welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clyde.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth...
Hello and welcome to the studio. Hope you're having a good day, because I certainly am here in Wales, and we've got Christmas looming pretty shortly, and I want to paint away the stress of everyday life here in Wales. And I thought we would do a fantastic painting of Father Christmas, Santa Father Christmas, Father Christmas and Frosty the Snowman in front of a door. And I'll talk a little bit more about my reference photograph in just one second. I've got a 16 by 12 sheet of canvas acrylic paper. Yes, it's canvas textured acrylic paper. If you want to know more about that, then please click in the iCards there. And that the first video that comes up will show you how, and I'll explain a little bit more about the actual paper itself. But I want to get on to this painting today. So all the colours that you're going to need are coming up on the side there, along with the range of brushes. Now, I normally use standard brushes in the studio, but today I've decided to go for just slightly smaller ones. And I want to show you, if you have a very close look at the reference photograph there, I want to show you that we need to put this in the distance, this door and the ivy and whatever we got there in the window with the Christmas tree. We're going to be painting that first. We're going to push that back, and then we're going to play around with Frosty and Santa Claus. I don't know how long this video is going to take. I hope it doesn't take too long. So very, very quickly, let's get started. Yes. Okay, as I said, I've got my standard range of brushes, but they are on the small side. Okay, so zeros and ones and twos. I've got some of my medium mix formula there, which stops underbinding a paint. But as I explained in the video preceding this, it's not relevant to this particular painting because it's on paper, and paper is more absorbent. But I've also got a little bit of liquid clear as well, in case I need to retard my paints, or just have a little bit more flowability. That is a great thing on its own as well, and it can be used for other methods. And the colours, as I've said. So without further ado, let's get some paint on this canvas. So picking up I'm just going to pick up this one here. What is this? This is a number 8 Filbert, and he's been around the block a few times. I've got a bit of tissue paper, and in fact, let's just wet down a little bit of the canvas there. And I'm looking at my reference photo, so I want to talk a little bit more about the reference photograph. Now, I'm affiliated with a free, royalty-free photograph site, which I'll put in descriptions. I won't talk too much about that here. And I lifted this up off there, so it's royalty-free. And I just thought, yeah, it'd be a bit of fun. Let's just try and do that. Okay, so I've got my little filbert brush. I've just had a little thought. I'm just going to put that one side a second. I'm just going to get, oh, there we are, a short flat. This is number half inch. Half inch. It really is, yes. Now we've got to be careful with paper, because paper is not going to react in the same way as canvas. So you need to get a bit of white and the smallest amount of black. I just want to make a little bit of a grey, but I don't want it too dark. I don't. So we need to water that down. You can thin down this as much as you want now, because it's going onto paper, and paper is very absorbent, and it's going to hold in the pigment of the paint, so it's not going to flake away. Now, unlike canvas, where we've got to think about the 40% rule, that you can't thin your paints more than 40%, then again, I'm just reiterating that we don't have to worry about that with canvas. So I'm just going, it's a little bit too dark. Let's just get a bit more white in there. I want to grey down, that's better. I want to grey down this paper. Now, you're not going to find that this is going to react in the same way as painting on canvas, so be very careful and be mindful that you don't try not to over blend when you're using this, because what's going to happen is the more you rub the paper, obviously the more chance you've got of lifting that paper away from itself and causing it to peel and flake. No, not the paint, the paper. If you over rub it too much, over rub it, is that such a word as over rub it? I think it might be. But if you rub too hard, then you could actually lift the paint up, the paper, sorry, you could actually tear the paper, and that's not what you want. So I'm just going to put a very, very thin coat of this light grey, and it doesn't matter if we go over Frosty as well.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe. Visit clive5art.co.uk.
Okay, so I've done that, and you're going to find that this paint is going to dry really fast, especially on paper, because the paper will dry out so fast. It's unbelievable. So try and take your time and don't rush it. I've been playing with paper for quite a while, and it's a strange old thing turning from canvas to paper. It really is. Okay, so I'm picking up my little filbert brush, and I am looking at my reference, and I think I need to put a little bit more white onto my palette, but I think we need to bring in a little bit of yellow ochre and some white. So I'm going to bring some white there. I'm going to bring a little bit of yellow ochre to it. So we're just going to offset that. I'm going to touch a grey, only a smallest amount of grey. I'm going to see if I can show you the smallest amount of black. I don't know if you can see the tip of my brush. I don't know if you can see the tip of my brush. There we are. It's only a small speck. Whoa, and look how strong that is, how that's changed that colour. I'm taking the paint, as I normally do, off my brush, because we don't want to overload this. We want to look at our reference, and we want to put a few little shadow marks in, like this. And just very, very lightly, just make some little marks like that. These are just shadow marks. We'll put some more white in on top of this in a sec. So just think of this could be ivy or something over this door. And that's what we want to do, but we want to make it look subtle, don't we? We need to push this back as much as we can. Just get some shadow down there. Just making little round marks. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. Don't think too much about this. That's the thing. Don't think too much about it. You mustn't think when you're doing something like this. You must just let it happen. And that way it becomes a little bit more realistic then. So we need to continue doing that all the way around and put some on this door there like that. Just let the old brush move about and play about. There you go, down there. But don't worry if it's drawing marks, you're drawing your pencil marks showing through. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what people like. They can see that you've actually done it then. You haven't done painting by numbers. And that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what people look for. Putting that in the pot. I'm picking up a little detail brush now. This is it's a number 4. It is. Yes, it's number 4. And then we're going to paint out the fanlight on the door like that. There you go. Paint that fanlight out. If you've never tried painting on paper before, give it a whirl. And I tell you something, if you can paint on paper, you can paint on canvas. And you can paint on anything else then. And you take a fancy to it. And it's a really good way to learn how to use acrylics. Acrylics are very versatile. They can be used like watercolours, they can be used like oils. And I've had great fun with these paints over the years, and I think it's important that I pass this knowledge on to you, because it's taken years and years and years and years of hard work to try and master these things. The acrylics, not everybody likes acrylics, but I tell you what, they are very, very, very vastly underestimated, and they should be used a lot more. Following my reference, it's good to paint with reference sometimes. Can you see what I'm doing there? I hope you can. I hope it's not too dark. So we want to put some more thicker stuff there like that. I'm going to get a little bit more black just to the one side of that, because what I want to do is just put a A line like that. And a line like that. And a little line like that. Just to represent a little door light there, which we'll be putting some. We will be putting some light coming off that in a second. Okay, so let's get a bit more white. Let's mix a bit more of this up. And we had a little bit of yellow ochre, didn't we? And we had a little bit more yellow ochre. Let's just get this colour. It doesn't have to be accurate. A touch of black. It doesn't have to be accurate. That's not what we worry about these things. No, we don't worry about them things. We put a little line just under there like that. And that represents a shadow for the door. And then we've got a little bit of a shadow coming down on that side of the door there. And we've got a little bit of a shadow there. There you go. And then we've got a shadow coming off that door panel. We've got another little one there like that. And then we've got another shadow then. There, like that. So just concentrate, just work on this door. Just bring this door together. There you go. Just get a little bit, where's that black? Let's just add a touch more black to that. Let's darken that up. Let's put this a little bit darker. Like that. And we've got a little bit darker there as well, haven't we? There we go. And then we've got a step then. We've got the bottom of the door comes across there. And then this step we put in like that. There you go. There's another step going to be roughly there like that. There you go. That's nice, isn't it? It looks nice. It does. Now what we need to do is get a little bit of blue now on the brush, mix it into that colour. There you go. So we've got that like a grey type of colour, which we've got there. We just need to just paint in a bit on the window there like that. Don't worry about painting it all in. Leave a couple of brush strokes showing. That's what's going to make this type of painting, is your brush strokes and the roughness of it. People like that, believe it or not. People like that. There you go. And should we do the door? What do you think we do the door? Should we think? Let's think. Let's thin that down, because we can thin this down as much as we like. It doesn't matter. We can do that door in the same colour. Does that look right? Rub it in. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe play around with that a bit. Maybe it was a bit too thick. There we are. It is a bit too thick. Rub it in with your finger. It doesn't matter. I say sometimes don't use your fingers because it'll leave grease spots, but get in there, get dirty, that's what I say. Have fun. It's about having fun. Painting, get messy, get dirty. Remember when we were children? We used to love playing painting, didn't we? We used to get dirty and we used to put our hands on the thing, and that's the important thing, is just enjoying it. That's what we got to do, is enjoy. Bring that inner child back out. Bring that inner child back out when we're painting like this. And I think it's so much fun when you start to enjoy painting rather than stressing over something. And I think it's so much fun when you do that. There we go. We'll just leave that 1 second. I'm going to get a little bit of yellow onto my palette. I didn't put that in the descriptions, but I got a little bit of medium yellow. The reason is I want to mix a little bit of green. So let's get some yellow there, and let's get some white, blue there, sorry, and let's get some white, and let's just lighten that right up. There we go. Don't forget, don't have to have this thick, so take a little bit of paint off your brush. Let's just put a little bit of colour into this holly wreath. Don't forget, this is a holly wreath, it certainly is. Just play around with that. We'll put a little bit of colour in that now and then, a little bit of shadowing. Just put a little bit of green on there like that. Okay, so go into a little bit of that darker colour, just on the tip of the brush, same brush, and just go in now. And just make some squiggly marks. Don't think about it, don't think about it, just do it. Just do it. That's all you've got to do. Just do it, don't think about it. There you go. Again, washing that brush really, really well. Now let's get a little bit of red. Now we need to lighten this red. Now, how do we lighten red? If we add white to it, it's going to go pink. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to put some yellow to it. So we'll make an orange, a very, very pale orange, in fact. There we go. Again, don't worry, you need to thin this down. Don't want it thick. Take some paint off. So let's put our ribbon or a bow. Yeah. Let's put our bow in place like that. Okay, now let's get a little bit of red just on the tip of that brush, because we want this to merge in with that. There we go. A little bit of moisture, don't worry about it. It's just, red's a strong colour, so be very careful. We want that little bit of yellow to show through, so it's not so strong. We don't want it to be overpowering. There you go. A little bit of a bow there. We've got another little bit of a bow just poking his head out there, so let's just do that little bow. There we go. Isn't that nice? A fantastic way to actually do a Christmas painting. So let's get a little bit of that grey colour, and let's just put a little bit of colour in there just to separate that apart. There we go. Let's get a bit more green. Let's add a little bit more blue to that. Let's just change that flavour up a bit more green in there, get a little bit more green in there, yeah, like that. Just to make it look a little bit more festive, and if you want to, you can just get a couple of little dots of red, just to make it look as if there's some berries or something on that wreath, just to give it a little bit of a lift, strengthen a bit of red up here and there like that. Don't worry, just let it happen. Let it happen. Now, we're going back into our little filbert brush that we put this colour in with. And if I can get it, let's get it. Okay. Now we've got to think now. We've got to think. We need to put some snow in there, but we don't want it to white, do we? We'll just add a little bit of blue to it. Let's add the smallest amount of blue. So we've got a bit of a blue colour going on. Again, taking some off your brush. You can always take, once you've used your brush and you want to put it back, you can pick some paint up off your thing, and let's just put a little bit of blue here and there. Don't worry too much about this. We will sort this out in a second. We're going to put some white on top of this blue, so it'll look as if it's snow then. And we need to put a colour underneath this white to show off. If you watch the other paintings and they're in the iCards, which are there, you'll know what I mean. You need to put a little bit of colour in to show colour. There you go. Tell you what we haven't done. We haven't done our tree. So let's mix a little bit more green. And let's just put a Christmas tree. In the window like that. There he is. There's our Christmas tree in the window. And again, let's just clean that brush, pick up some of this grey, greeny colour, mucky colour. Because all we want to do now is just put a window frame in like that. Isn't that fun? What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dry that with a hairdryer, and yes, you can do that. So I'm going to dry that with a hairdryer, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so we've dried that off. Now I'm going to pick up another short, well, it's what it is. It's actually a filbert, number 6 filbert. It's only a tiny little thing. Just picking up a bit of white, a little bit of blue, doesn't matter, a little bit of white. Leaving it on my brush just a little bit thicker this time. And now I'm just going to put in the snow on top of that blue. And by doing that, that blue is going to show through, but it's going to show like a shadow. So you can see there's a bit of snow falling on there. I don't know if you can hear my molly barking. She's barking again. Put that on there now, just it's a nice Christmassy scene, isn't it? You can see. I hope you can. There's, unfortunately, when you're trying to paint white and the camera's looking at it, and sometimes it can get a little bit overexposed or underexposed, and cameras don't like white. They don't like white at all. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's just put a little bit of light in that. Let's just get up there. Just jogging through like that. Just to get a little bit of light rays coming off that light. Like this. I'm just putting more snow on top of this blue. There you go. It's starting to come together quite nicely now. A bit different painting on paper, and I do quite a few of these things for Christmas because they're always good to do. A little bit of paper showing through, don't worry about that, leave that there in place. Don't worry about covering everything up. And just continue to build that snow on top of that blue. We can add a little bit more as that dries anyway. I'm going to get a bit of that blue snow now, and I'm going to just bring it across old Frosty there, and I'm going to bring it down a step like that. This is the snow on the step. Down there then. Bringing a bit of blue snow. This is shadow colour, like that. Let's get a bit of this blue in here. Tell you what we can do, we can put maybe a bush or something there. You can just about, you won't see that, but you might be able to make that out just a touch. Put a bit of shadow in there like that. There you go. Get a bit of that greeny colour and just mix it in and put some shadows in. There you go. Get a bit more of this blue. Just drag it across. Using the brush on the side, I don't know if you can see that. I'm using the brush. Old Frosty. Let's get a little bit of this yellow ochre again. Let's get some white. Mix that together. And what do we put with that? Well, I can't remember what we did with that. let's put a little bit of burnt umber with it. There we are. Let's put a bit of burnt umber this time. Let's darken that up. Nice and light. We need to thin that down. And let's just get some colour into Old Frosty, the Snowman here. This is just a shadow colour, a bit of water. Thin it down as much as you like, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it. There you go. Let's just put a bit of colour into his head. I'll add a small amount of black to that now. I need to darken that up a touch. And just bring some, thinning it down. I need to bring some colour into him like that. There you go. Does that look? That looks pretty good. Hey, I like that. Yeah, Carl, always look at your reference. It's important. Concentrate on that reference. Okay, Father Christmas. Let's have a look at Father Christmas. Let's go into a detail brush now. And I think let's concentrate on Old Frosty. So I got a bit of burnt umber. I'm going to use my mark stick, which is just a cork on the end of the stick. It is. I'm going to use this because I don't want to get in front of the camera. So let's just put his heart in place. And if you want to use a paint a bit thicker, then you can use paint a bit thicker, which is just going to make it look as if it's more shadowy, so you can get some folds in there, which is really good when you're doing paintings on paper like this. And let's just put a nice thick line there like that. Get a little bit of yellow ochre, just to lighten that colour up a touch. Don't worry about being too accurate with this. It's not about accuracy. So I'm picking up a little bit of yellow ochre on the tip of my brush just to lighten up that one edge there. Going straight into some cadmium red. I haven't washed my brush. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to put a little bit of a red headband on his hat. There. Just wash that brush very quickly. Coming back into that burnt umber, and I'm just going to extend the back of his hat there like that. Mix a little bit of this burnt umber in with that red. I'm going to come back to him in just a second. Again, mixing some burnt umber there, putting some shadows in. And let me have a look. Let's get some red. Thin down this red a bit. Let's just put his scarf in. We can tighten this up and strengthen the colours up as we progress. This is just, it's the same with painting on canvas, so you've got to think of layers as well, but you can get away with very, very, very thin layers of this, so just bear that in mind. If you want this to stand out a little bit more, then we can increase the colour on Old Frosty. That doesn't look too red at the moment, it looks a bit more of a pinky colour. But the more colour we put on this, then the stronger that's going to get. And that's only because it's thin. There you go. I'm going over that burnt umber. Automatically the red is going to darken. There you go. Okay, so that green is a little bit too strong, so what I suggest we do is, if we get a short flat, there we are, this is a 1/2 inch short flat, and we can do this little trick. If you've painted with me before, you know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to thin down some paint, really thin. I'm just going to put a very thin, let's put a bit more pigment to it. I just put a very thin wash of white over that. A bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. There you are. And hopefully you will see that getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So the more paint we can put on that, and we put a bit on that tree as well. There you go. Just knock that back a touch. There, that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? I think so. Right. And let's get a little detail brush. This is a number 1. And again, let's get some white paint, just the smallest amount of blue. And let's just put some snow gathering on these windows, like that. Because it is winter after all, isn't it? It is. Let's just put a little bit of blue there. Let's get my stick. Again, put a bit of blue there. Bit of blue there, bit of blue there. There's a little bit of shadowy colour. That'll all come relevant in a second. Where is our filbert brush? There he is. Put his little filbert brush. Now we need to put some snow on Frosty. So let's get some snow on this. Circle marks like this. Just going to put a little bit of texture in to the paint. So instead of painting it flat like that, which is going to be flat, we want to just put a little bit of texture in like that. Make it look as if it's being mixed with all these different bits of snow, and then just lighten that up. That's automatically going to turn into a shadow for us, and then just go over that very quickly with your white paint. So that colour we put on earlier is going to be our shadow colour, because it's in shadow and it's not bright white. You don't want that bright white. Because it's all in shadow. There you go. A bit more white down here. Build that snow up. Nice bright white area there. Looking at our reference photo, don't forget to study your reference photo. Taking the excess off that brush. Just using the paint that's there now. Just lightly go over that darker colour that we put in place. You can see it's automatically showing like a shadow. There we go. So snow isn't always bright white, so don't ever forget that. especially when you're making snowmen, because it picks up all muds and bits of grass or whatever the snow was on. It's picking up all that, so it's not going to be bright white. Old Frosty is not all bright white. Let's just get a little bit of blue in that, just to take away that brightness. Picking up some more white. Do a bit more to this in a second. It'll make us look really Christmassy in a minute. There you go. Never painted on paper before, give this a try. I tell you what, you may be amazed on what you can do on paper. Let's get some let's get some red and a little bit of burnt umber. So let's just darken that red with a bit of burnt umber. There we are. So we've darkened the red, not used black, we've used burnt umber. And you can see it's a lot richer now. You can build that up and make that nice and red then. Just a little bit of burnt umber and a little bit of red, but leave some of this lighter colour show underneath, because that can act as your highlights. So you can leave a bit of that, so you're not working hard. All you're doing is darkening up certain sections of your red then, and this area is quite dark there. So we put that on a little bit thicker like that, but leave a little bit of light showing there like that. There you go. Riching it up basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Make it a little bit richer, a little bit more burnt umber. Let's darken that red up a bit more, and just put a couple of shadows in there like that. There you go. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think so. And again, washing our brush very, very quickly, straight out to some water. Burnt umber. And let's just strengthen his heart up now. Again, leave some of that lighter colour, the underlining colour, show through, so we don't have to put highlights. What we're doing is painting shadows in now. Whereas normally we put highlights on top of the colour, and then, but now we've got the underlining colour, we can get away with it. Just darkening sections of this and just putting the shadows in, because we've already worked hard on putting the hat in place. Then we can leave a couple of the lighter areas and they'll be our highlights. There you go. And let's get a small brush. I got a small detail brush, doesn't matter what number it is, just a small one. Get a bit of black and a bit of black, and let's just put this mouth man in place. A little bit of red with a touch of yellow. Yeah, a little bit of red and a touch of yellow. And let's just put his carrot for a nose. And then we can get a little bit of that burnt umber, and then we can put the shadow in just underneath like that. How is he looking? He's looking pretty good, isn't he? I'll tell you what we could do. Get his detail brush. We could let's just thin down a little bit of this. We don't need a lot of paint on your palette. We don't. Let's just thin down a little bit of burnt umber, and let's just put some shadowing marks in. There we go. Let's just put some shadowy marks with a bit of thin burnt umber just around his scarf like that. And you can build this up to as many layers as you want. As many layers as you want. There you go. I think Frosty is nearly finished. I think he is. Now we've got to think about Father Christmas, haven't we? And old Santa Claus. Old Saint Nick. Yes. So let's just get a little bit of white to this yellowy mix. There we are. It's just got a little bit of yellow ochre to it. It's got a fleshy type of colour. There we are. It's a fleshy type of colour. Doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be accurate. Let's just put his face in place. There we go. Don't worry too much about features. Don't worry too much about features. There we go. There we are. You know why Santa Claus is red? Because of Coca-Cola. It was, yes. Saint Nick, or Santa Claus, used to be green. He did. He certainly did. Till Coca-Cola decided that they use their colours on Father Christmas. And that's why he is in red. It certainly is. It's a fact. I'm using this colour just a little bit thicker now. And just continue to bring this together. Thinking about what you're doing, looking at your reference, and checking your cameras. If you've got cameras, yes. We got, let's look at, we got, where's his hand? His hand's there, so that's going to come out. There's his other arm there. There we are. We got this arm. That's his hand. Mustn't forget that. We got his other hand. There, that's his glove. Let's just get a little bit of white on our brush. Let's just put a little bit of pinky colour in, like that. Just so we know where. Let's just getting a little bit of white on my brush just to develop that. Just to develop the cuff, because it's white, isn't it? We know what it is then. We'll put a bit there as well. Yeah. It'll all work out. It will. Wash that brush. Let's get a bit of this colour that we put the windows in with. And let's just do his old happy beard. Let's put his beard in. There we go. Looks a bit strange, I know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, let's go back into some red. And let's just do his big belly. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. And he checks his list twice to see if you're naughty and nice. Did you know that? Yes, I think you did. I hope you're being nice this year, otherwise you won't have any presents, and that's not what we want, is it? We've all got to be nice. I love Father Christmas, and I love Christmas altogether. I think it's a wonderful time of the year. Even though I've had a little bit of sad news this year, I still love Christmas, and I think it's important that we celebrate that for whatever reason, and whatever reasons you celebrate Christmas, then I think it's important that you do that. And some people got different beliefs than others, which is all fine. We should respect other people's beliefs as well, I think. But no matter what religion we are, what our beliefs are, so if we do right by others, then things will turn right out for us. That's what I believe. If we do right by others, then we've got nothing to fear. I don't think so, anyway. Jingle bells. I was thinking about putting some music in this, but maybe I won't. I don't know. Let's give it a little bit of black. Put a big belt on. Gosh. Father Christmas. Got a big belt. Let's get some yellow ochre and a little bit of burnt umber mixed together. And don't forget, you can thin this paint down as much as you like. Thin it. It's not going to matter.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens,
This is sack with all his toys in.
and a partridge
This is
in
sack
a
with all his
pear
toys in.
tree. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true
I'm
love
going to
gave
paint his toys in a second.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and
My
a
phone is vibrating, I can
partridge
see
in a
who's
pear
who wants me.
tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden
Just tracing the burnt umber now. Bit of thin. Let's thin down.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Make it just a little bit
Day
thicker
of
now.
Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love
Some
gave
creases
to
in
me
the side.
7 swans a-singing, 6 geese
This is all
a-laying,
full.
5 golden
Yes.
rings,
Let's just come down with the chimney. He's talking to Frosty. Frosty's saying, oh, this pies you want today, Father Christmas. Whoa. Way too many, Frosty. I've had way too many today. But I'm thinking of going on a diet. Yes. Every time I go down the chimney, there's always mince pies there. Carrot for Rudolph.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Let's put his boots in place. His boots are stuck in the snow. I enjoy painting things like this. I really do. Oh, we looking? I think he's coming slowly, isn't he? He is. Yes. Well, we can do a few things now. I'm just going to check my cameras. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. Making sure all my cameras are recording because sometimes I forget to switch them on. And I've done that a number of times. I really have. I don't think I haven't. I'm just going to put some snow in now on that step. That's what we put the blue in for. Yeah. And I'm just going to increase the white around his hat. I'm going to get some more white paint on my palette. I'm putting it on a little bit thicker now. Because I want it to stand up a bit more. It doesn't matter how thick you put this on. You put it on as thick as you want, it doesn't really matter, does it? But the thicker you put it on, the more texture you can get from the paint, and it's going to look as if it's really fluffy then. See that? It's going to look really Christmassy. He's got a... Here's his little bauble thing on the end of his hat there, like that. There you go. He's got a bit of a white beard as well, hasn't he? So let's just put a bit of white in. It looks a bit strange to me because he's got a grey beard, or greenish grey beard. Put a little bit of white just just on the top of that, and then mix all that in, and it's not going to look too hard. So we can get our smallest detail brush that we've got, and we can just put a little bit of if you've got a pair of glasses on, because if he's like me, he's going to need to see what he's doing. Let's just put his mouth in there. How is that? How is that? He's coming on really, really well, I think. Okay, a bit more white onto our brush, and let's just put his fluff on top of his boots in place. Just a little bit of brown, just to put a bit of shadow in, just to shadow that up a bit like that, just to show that there's something there. Get a little bit of black mixed together with a bit of burnt umber. You can put some shadows on his boots like this. We know they're boots, so we don't have to worry too much about it, and we know it's in the snow. We can put a bit of snow on there in a minute. There you go. And while we're in this colour, let's put a few more shadows into the sack that he's carrying on his back. There we are. Just think of a little bit of shape and form. You can follow your reference photo 100% if you want to, or just make it up as you go along. It does not matter really, does it? I don't think it does. Anyway. There we go. I'll wash the brush very quickly, and I'm just going to pick up some burnt umber. And I'm going to mix that burnt umber in. With a little bit of that black, just to darken all this area down like that. Well, I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I'll do, I think. And back into some red, some burnt umber and red. I want to strengthen up sections of this red now. Too much paint there, doesn't matter. Just smooth it in like that, doesn't matter. It all works. It all works in the end. Yes, it does. And it's nice to do festive paintings like this, I think. It helps. There we go. Just going to bring a little bit of yellow to that red. I just want to lighten that red up, make it a little bit more orangey, just to bring in some highlights now. A little bit more yellow, just make it a little orangey. How's he looking? He's looking okay. Get a bit of white. Let's put his buckle on. No. Couple of marks like that. There you go. Let's get some white. And let's put some white white boundary bottom of his jacket like that. Let's increase his beard. And then we can get him a big brush, a half-inch short flat, to get some snow on our brush and bring some snow in like this. Just to bring a bit of the picture forward. There we are. How was that? That looks pretty good, I think. Yes. Now we'll have a bit of fun. I'm going to dry that with a hairdryer and then we're going to have a bit of fun with it. I think we are anyway. What you'll find is with acrylics, paint always dries about 2 shades darker. So never forget that. Always dries about 2 shades darker. So let's just get some colour into these presents now. Let's put a yellow, bit of yellow there and splash there, and let's just pick up a couple of different things, and we put a teddy bear there. There's his ears, there's his face. There we go. Let's put this. There we go. Let's just make these up now as we go along. There's his arm. There we go. This is the other arm. Let's get a bit of colour in for that. Bit of black. There he is, little teddy bear. And let's get some blue. We're going to have some blue, haven't we? Let's get some blue. Let's just change things a bit. Let's just put a bit of trumpet sticking up there like that. Get a bit of white just on the tip of the brush. That'll do. I don't know. Let's get a bit of green. And let's put a circle there like that, and we can get a bit of raw sienna, because I got that on the thing. Let's just get a bit of raw sienna around there like that. There we go. Let's mix a bit of red and a bit of blue together. Let's mix a bit of white to that, make purple. Let's just put a little drum. Drum. Whatever that is. Washing the brush. Just put a box there like that. And that gets some red on the brush, and put a bit of parcel in there. How does that look? And just using all the colours that you've got here now, really, we could put something in there like that and get a bit of burnt umber, and don't know what this is, doesn't really matter. Just make some shapes. It could be something sticking out of there like that. We could get a red box then in there. And that's all it is, basically, is just making up some boxes and parcels. We don't know what they are, do we? It could be anything, couldn't they? They could be anything. There we are. Let's get some white in there. How's that look? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hey, I like that. I really do. I'm just going to give that a minute to dry. What we're going to do now is let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I got one of these little plastic paper cup things. One of them little plastic cups. Can you see? Yeah. I am going to put some. Have I got some here? I got some here somewhere. We have got some here somewhere. I got some glazing medium. Here we are. Let's put some glazing medium in there, like that. That's just ordinary glazing medium. You can buy this again. This is a Winsor & Newton artist range, but there are the other ones out there. If you haven't got any of that, that's fine. And we got some glitter. This is pure glitter. Yes, I'm gonna put this on the wall. We got an area where the grandchildren come and they play games, and we're going to decorate it for Christmas. So I thought, I'll do this. I'm going to put this in there. My wife said, "Clive, can you make us a Christmas painting?" And I thought, and why not? Just mixing a bit of glitter with the glazing medium. There we go. Mix the glitter with the glazing medium. Just mix it in like that. You can make your own sparkly glitter paint. How fun is that? There we go. Just get a brush, and I suggest you use an oldish type of brush for this, because you don't want to ruin the new brushes, do you? No, you don't. I'll just get some glitter. Just put some glitter on there like that. Whoa, this is fun. Oh, jingle bells. It certainly is jingle bells. We can get a little bit of. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm gonna use a brush. I'm gonna use a brush. Only my new brushes. It doesn't matter, because I just want to put a little bit of glitter just there like that. A little bit of glitter just down there. There we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of glitter here and there, just to make it sparkly. Like as if the snow is glittering. That means I'm going to have to wash that brush really well now, that's the trouble. And let's just put some snow down there like that. Okay. But we don't want to spoil it. We don't want too much glitter, but we can very lightly just glaze a little bit of glitter onto old Frosty there like that. You can see that. Mustn't forget Santa Claus. Let's just put a little bit of glitter just on his hat there like that. Maybe a little bit on his belly. Why not? Ho 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 ho. Put a bit in the windows. And you could go to town on this, couldn't you? You could. But have a go, have some fun, be really festive with this, and above all, enjoy your painting process. And at the end of this video there are going to be some end cards, so that's going to take you on to some more lessons, so please wait until the end and click on those. That's going to take you into some of my other lessons as well, so have fun with that. Please like, comment and subscribe. It's very important that you do that, because without your support I will not be able to continue making paintings such as this, because they do take a lot of time, and I enjoy your company in the studio in Wales, helping me paint away the stress of everyday life. So until we meet again, have a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year, as I don't know exactly when you're going to be watching this, as time is relative. But in the meantime, have fun, and I will see you on the next one. Nice.